The Boulevard project is looking specifically at the main street of Springvale. And one of the key issues we're trying to address with this is to really inform the community and the public. There's actually a lot more to Springvale than just the Springvale main street. A lot of what happens in Springvale happens one street back in Buckingham Avenue and in the broader activity precinct to the east. And we're very conscious that at the moment Springvale Road doesn't necessarily reflect some of that prominence that's available in terms of the broader precinct. So the Boulevard project is really about upgrading the main street of Springvale to highlight what's available in the broader Asian precinct. So the vision there is that the project aims to transform Springvale Road into a signature boulevard that provides a strong visual and physical link to Greater Dandenong's most established Southeastern Asian cultural precinct in the heart of the Springvale Activity Centre. And we're specifically looking at the section between Virginia Street to the north and St James Avenue to the south. That's the key focus of the design exercise that we've commenced. But we're also conscious of the importance that the interface area that relates to the area that's adjacent to the proposed civic investment site, which John will be presenting some information on a bit later on this evening. So today, what have we done? We've actually just completed a fairly comprehensive community engagement exercise. What we like to do with our design projects is not appoint a designer to come up with their own ideas. We actually like the idea of actually talking to the community to try and gauge, well, what does the community, what's your aspirations for this Boulevard project? So we engaged a company called Sinatra Murphy, and we've been going through a series of workshops that we've held with different groups, including council officers. We've had a workshop previously with Saba. We've also had a workshop with councillors. We've had a workshop with St Joseph Primary School. We've also had a workshop with local youth from the area, and we had a community leaders workshop. In addition to those 6 workshops, we've also tried to engage more broadly with the community through online media, through our AUSA web sort of portal, and we've also done face-to-face discussions with a number of businesses. We've actually gone along and door-knocked every shop on Springvale Road in that section between Virginia Street and St James. And all of that information has been collated, and some key themes have come out of that feedback from the community. One of the key themes there is greening and softening. People want to see more green within the main street. They want to see better lighting, both lighting in terms of security and safety, but also lighting in terms of theme lighting to reflect that sort of Asian cultural precinct that the centre offers. We're looking at high quality materials, but also being conscious that we've got to be careful about how do we then maintain those materials. We want to improve the pedestrian connections across Springvale Road, so people moving from the east to the west and from the west to the east across Springvale Road is very important. We want to look at how we might integrate public art into the actual main street to really be iconic and reflect the aspirations of the local community. We want to encourage people, as I said earlier, to actually stop and explore the centre. We also want to look at wayfinding and how people orientate themselves and find their way around the centre, whether they're arriving by public transport, be it bus or train, or whether they're arriving by motor vehicle and trying to find a parking location within the centre, or whether they're a cyclist or they're a pedestrian and they've arrived by bike or by foot. And in all of this, we want something that's going to be fairly unique and reflects those aspirations of Central Springvale. So what we've distilled out of all that work, and I won't go through the detail of this plan, but really what we've distilled is that we've identified that the core of the precinct is really the section of Springvale Road between the transport hub at the station and Windsor Avenue. And that's the area where most of the activity is occurring east and west of the main street. But we're also very conscious of the key sort of gateway roles that the north and south entry points play. And as I said earlier, we're also conscious of that interface issue back through to the former civic site. So all of this material now has been captured in a fairly comprehensive report. And the next phase of this piece of work is actually to engage design consultants to actually interpret all of the feedback that's been received from the community and to actually come up with a design. That design, we hope to have those consultants on board in the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks. And then there'll be a further consultation exercise with the community over the next sort of 3 to 5 months as that design process evolves. And the design involves 2 levels of documentation. One is a concept design for all of that Main Street area from Virginia Street to the north to St James to the south. But then we're also looking at detailed design documentation for stage 1. And stage 1 we envisage will involve construction works in that core area between Queen's Avenue, Lightwood Road and Windsor Avenue. And we're intending that construction would then commence in the coming financial year, 2017-2018, subject to council obviously ratifying a budget for these works. And then the actual scope of work for this boulevard project is a multi-year program. It's quite an extensive length of street, about 800 metres from the north to the south. And we expect that this will involve an ongoing program over the next 5 years of construction to fully rebuild the main street of Springvale Road.